Hi, I'm Brad Oaster, and today we want to talk about creative land acquisition, and I want to share the story of a friend of mine down in Gilbert, Arizona. A lot of the churches that we work with start out, when I meet them, they're meeting at a high school. In this case, the church was Superstition Springs Community Church, and yes, I did suggest that they change their name, which they eventually did. Now it's called Mission Church. But at the time, they were meeting in a high school. They had 200 or 300 people trying to figure out how are we going to get out of the school? How do we go out and find land and develop the facilities of our dream when we just don't have any money? Well, I sat down with the church. We formed what's called a land acquisition team, and I trained them on how we go about creative land acquisition. And it all revolves around the assumption that God made the planet, God owns all the land, and God can give you whatever he wants. You just have to know how to go about doing this, right? What God's done for one of his churches, he can do for any of them. So we trained the land acquisition team. And one of the things I had them do is go meet with the planning department in the city of Gilbert and find out what's happening in town. Any kind of development in any town, anywhere, it always starts at the planning department. So not only did I ask them to attend every month the monthly planning department meetings, but I asked them to pull the minutes going back about 6 months and find out what's happened in the last 6 months at the planning department. Here's what they found. They found that the city of Gilbert had authorized their Parks and Recreation Department to go out and acquire 65 acres in the same area that we were looking. We kind of thought ground zero for the church, the perfect place would be right on Elliott Road, a little bit towards the east of town where all the homes are developing. They're still growing cotton out there, but if we got in that area, and again, this goes back to what Sam Walton taught me, look at where things are growing, and then buy your land so that you're right in the path of development. Well, we knew there wasn't 65 acres out there. So we started looking at it thinking, we need 15 for the long-range goals of Mission Church. The city needs 65. Maybe we could find 80 acres. So we got a map off an aerial photo and started looking for 80-acre parcels. We found one that looked ideal right on Elliott Road. We went to the county tax assessor's office, and you can learn a lot there. We found out who owned the property, what it's assessed at, when they bought it, what they paid for it. So we tracked down the owner. He was a farmer. They were growing cotton out there. And we said, hey, would you consider selling us 80 acres of your land? Now, the church thought I was nuts because we didn't have any money. We didn't have any money to even put in escrow, okay? And I'm out there asking a farmer if he would sell us 80 acres. Well, the guy said, I don't know. I guess so. I hadn't really thought about it, but I'd love to see a church on the property. So he agreed to sell me 80 acres. Then I had to put the contract together. So I put an offer to purchase together. I had to go back and we just borrowed money from each other. We came up with $10,000, put that in earnest money, and we had a 120-day escrow period. As soon as we had that contract to buy the land with the escrow, I went straight to the city. And I said, hey, city, I understand your Parks and Recreation Department's looking for 65 acres out on Elliott Road for a recreational park. I happen to have 65 acres that I would be willing to sell you. And they asked me what they want, what I wanted for it. Now, we paid $10,000 an acre. So we were going to pay, we didn't have any money. So we were going to pay, when we had to close escrow, we were going to pay $800,000 for the land. I sold 65 acres to the city of Gilbert for $25,000 an acre. So at the end of the day, we closed in the morning when we bought the property from the farmer. We closed that same afternoon. We had to because the check wouldn't clear otherwise, right? So we closed that afternoon with the city for $25,000 an acre. We netted not only 15 acres free and clear, but we put $450,000 in the bank, and the city agreed to do all the street improvements, run all the utilities to the property, guarantee that we would get our conditional use permit for our master site plan, and waive all of our building permit and inspection fees. So if you're in a school right now, if you're in a temporary location and you're thinking, I don't know how we're ever going to get out of here, remember this. God made the planet. God owns all the land. God can do whatever he wants. What he did for Mission Church, he will do for you. And if we can help you, give me a call. 719-439-3019.